Hi and welcome back. I appreciate you clicking on the video and visiting me today. So I was watering today and my hands were like, you're not picking up the heavy pots today, so I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow. And I was like, well, let's go shopping. And the reason being is because I wanted to find a shallow pot, nice and big, for this lady right here. So this is my jewel orchid, and I wasn't going to record it, but then I thought there's really not a lot of videos on the jewel orchids. I know Miss Orchid Girl has some. I know that Jens, I think, just did one on a jewel orchid, but there's really not that much, and what is out there isn't that present. It's a little older. So what I'm going to do is, even though she is in spike and getting ready to bloom, we grow this more for the foliage than we do for the little white blooms that come, although they're pretty, but they're not the focal point of this orchid. What we like this orchid for, what I like this orchid for, I should say, I say we, like I know what you like, is the leaves, the darkness and the variegation in the leaves. However, I was going to wait, of course, until spring, and I was going to wait until these bloomed out and she was done. But again, watering today, I noticed, and let's see if I can show you, but do you see the roots coming? I don't know if you can see those or not. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer there. But she's got roots coming on this section here, and I want to take advantage of that while I can, because I do want that piece to root in and make me a bigger plant. She also has a few little baby plantlets right here. And then she's got one right tucked in next to this growth right here. So I don't really want to take her apart and then put her in sections. I kind of just want to squeeze her out of the pot, take her out of the pot, and then put her in the one that I purchased. Before that though, look what I found at Lowe's. Orchid pots with holes. And they are like, look how firm they are. Like, they're very, very heavy quality. They're by Allen and Roth. And if you're here in the United States, you can go to your local Lowe's. They might have some. I went ahead and bought all the ones that they had. But I was like, oh my goodness, they're sturdy. They're really, really sturdy. That's why I wanted them. Let me put them to the side, because most of the time when we get them like this. And you see how I can just kind of bend that. So that was the reason. The bowl that I purchased, let me move that out the way for a second, because right now it's heavy but light, is this white one. Originally I was thinking terracotta, but this time of the year they don't have a lot of terracotta out there. I saw this one, it's white, which those of you who've been watching my channel for a while know I like the white pots or the terracotta pots. And I've gone ahead and put some rocks down here at the bottom just to keep the soil from clogging up too much, and the drainage hole is already clogged, so I'll have to be very careful when I water her, because the way I've been watering her is just setting her in a bowl and letting her absorb the water, so I'll have to do that very, very carefully moving forward. All right, so I'm going to put some soil in the bottom of the pot, and what is in here is just general purpose potting soil by Miracle Grow. Perlite, lots of perlite, small bark chips, and I believe that is it. So let me put some more in here, because I want most of the soil that I'm going to use for her in here before I actually move her in here. And then I'm just going to make a little hole in the middle and set her in. So now jewel orchids are terrestrial orchids, so they don't grow like our standard Phalaenopsis or Cattleyas, as far as in regular orchid bark mix and the charcoal and all that stuff. Oh, there's charcoal in here too. They do not do aerial roots either, like we are used to seeing. They actually grow in soil like a regular house plant. And a lot of times you can find these in your local garden centers with the house plants. A lot of people pass by them, unless they're in bloom, of course, but most people pass by them because they really don't know what they're looking at. So if you're walking by in the store and you see something that looks like this with the nice dark leaves, variegation, and it's kind of growing kind of wanky, it's more than likely a jewel orchid. Or you can get out your little Google lens, Google it, and it'll probably pop that up for you. Now, the idea is here, let me grab my Osmocote real quick. I left that over here. Where are they? There we go. What I'm going to do is just Just going to take a couple of them and I'm going to sprinkle them around here so that each time I water, get a little bit of feed. I don't know how many beads I put in there, but I'm going to move the soil up to the side, sort of like you would any other houseplant. When you're repotting, you put your soil in there and then you kind of push the soil up onto the edges to make your little hole. Okay. And I do have my fiskars just in case I do have anything I need to cut off. But like I said, ideally, I want to just kind of gently flip her upside down like so, and then just set her in about right there. Let me move her over a little bit. And then this way, those new growths I haven't disturbed. I'm not disturbing any of the roots. I'm just kind of getting her into the media. And I forgot my gloves, so I'm a little grossed out right now because I do have dirt under my nails. And then we will just finish filling this up with the soil. And then after this, I'm not going to water her because the soil that I just took her out of the pot is wet, because I did water her today. And that's when I noticed those roots growing. So I'm not going to water her because this dry soil will absorb any of the wet soil that's in there. Let me just move her over a little bit. And it's okay to bury it a little bit in the dirt, because those roots, like I said, are going to root into there and then she'll sprout out some new babies. That's the plan. They don't require a lot of highlight. They like the bright indirect light. A little bit of morning sun is okay, but you don't want to give them direct sun. If you've had one and it hasn't flowered for you, it's probably because it's not getting enough light. So you might want to give it just a little bit more light. And that piece is buried just a little bit, but that's okay because it will grow on through. Okay. There we go. And now she can kind of spread out, hopefully. Isn't it weird how what we plan and what the plants plan aren't always the same thing? Like, I want her to kind of spread out across the pot. And hopefully now that she's got a little more soil around her, she'll do that. So we have, I'm not going to pick her up too much, but we have this here, which is the new little babies. There's 2 of them. We have this one here that's growing right next to that growth right there. And then, of course, the 2 larger ones with the blooms. And if I lose the blooms, that's okay. Like I said, I like these for their foliage, not so much for the blooms. One, they're white. I'm not a big fan of the white. They're pretty. Don't get me wrong. They're pretty. If she does continue to keep her bloom, yay. If not, that is all right with me as well. And there we go. And you want to let the soil, well, the way I do in my home environment is I let the soil dry out just to where it is. When I put a bamboo skewer in there and I pull the skewer out, it's just damp. Hardly any soil comes back with it. Some people do allow theirs to dry out completely before they water again. I will probably let her dry out more now that she's in this pot without a drainage hole, which I know I'm taking a chance doing that, but it was a pretty pot and I liked it, so I got it. And I can take the little stopper out if I find later that not having that drainage hole is causing an issue. I'll also later put a top layer of bark chips on top of here, or maybe some white rock, something that's kind of open and porous so that the new growth can grow through. Just because once you water this for a little bit, the perlite will get a little on the side and make your pot look gross. So that is that. If you guys have a jewel orchid and you have a different way of growing yours or other tips to share, leave it in the comments down below. Or if I did start on a thought while I was in the middle of doing something else and didn't finish, let me know that as well. I'll be happy to expand on that. Otherwise, I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.